Hi, I am author Terry Maggart, and welcome back to the channel. A good friend of mine made a video this week that is germane to everything I stand for and do as a male author who has loved books since he was a little boy, and that is why men don't read. At the root of this, I've been thinking about this, and at the root of this, what it comes down to is gatekeeping. Gatekeeping is anathema to everything that is enjoyable in media, books, gaming, everything else. It's a presumption that somebody else tells you what you should or should not enjoy in terms of media, and in my case, particularly books. One of the aspects of it that resonated with me was lit RPG. Now, I've written a little bit of lit RPG, and I've written some post-apoc harem and things like that, but I'm known for Backyard Starship. I'm known for sort of lighthearted space opera. But the history of lit RPG goes back a lot farther than people normally imagine, and I can speak to that because I was there. In this time that we call the 1980s, which is now the late 1900s to some people, the author Joel Rosenberg started off with a series called Guardians of the Flame. Premise is quite simple. A group of friends who play Dungeons and Dragons get transported into the game. Hilarity ensues. It's a fantastic premise. He was one of the first people to do it. He did it very well, and he addressed big topic issues within a framework that all of us old school nerds really enjoyed. We weren't old school nerds back then. We were geeks and nerds in the 80s, so we were on the cutting edge of nerddom, if you will. With that being said, the stranglehold on men reading, and it is real, it is a thing, has come about from a homogeneous mixture of people who believe themselves to be in control of publishing. With that being said, when you get the same people telling everyone the same things, you end up with pablum, you end up with blandness, you end up with B- material that doesn't really go anywhere but matches their expectations. One of the reasons why I know that this isn't good is because all you need to do is go to your favorite book-selling website, open it up, and look at the reviews on something that you think is the greatest thing ever. The reviews are going to be all over the board. You can just clutch your pearls and say, how dare someone hate something that I love, which is a reaction that I have regularly. But the truth is that people are incredibly varied in their taste, and therefore books should be different. Books should appeal to a broad range of people or a narrow range of people, but they should appeal, and the people that they are directed at should be able to enjoy them with impunity. With that being said, one of the things that we're seeing is a long-term effect happening now where you have a generation of young men who largely don't read. Well, we can ignore the reality of it, but the truth is that they were squeezed out of publishing, and they were told that the things that they like to read are improper, amoral, they're harmful to others, while the very same things are happening on the other side of the aisle. But because there's a dominance in the market, that's okay. So, one of the reasons I don't think that it's healthy is because reading is good. And I tell you this as a former history professor and English professor. The more that people read, the greater their ability to think critically, the greater their ability to have conversations about broad-ranging topics, and frankly, they end up being more rounded people. If you have an extremely narrow field of interest, you become an expert in that field. If you read a lot, you become a little bit good at a lot of things. Fiction is the same. There are certain people that I would like to personally thank, if I could, for saving masculine fiction. Clive Cussler in particular, he was a wonderful writer who's since left us. There are any number of people that have written novels that speak to a sensibility that has now been deemed unlikable and improper. Neither one of those things are true. That's the interesting part. There are a lot of fantastic books out there that never made it to print and had to go indie simply because all 36 agents and all 58 publishers rejected them for the exact same reasons. I tell you this, The people will always find what they like. And at that point, the horse is out of the barn. You're not going to control it. You're not going to dictate to anybody what they should or should not enjoy, nor should you try. It's an incredible waste of time and energy to try and shape and make a conformity in something that is as broad and wildly divergent as fiction. And for that reason, if you have friends, get them to read. If you can't get them to read, get them to listen to an audiobook. Use whatever you can for a field of ingress to get to them about that. And by and large, you will find that they're going to be happier, better adjusted, more enjoyable, and they'll have experiences by reading that take them places that they've never thought that they could go. Men don't read right now because of something that was an unspoken field of action that was taken in the world of fiction. But that doesn't mean that it has to be that way all the time. So I will continue writing things with pew-pew and action and laser blasts and things like that. And I hope that you will continue reading them. And I hope that you will share that kind of book with people who feel like they don't have a home in fiction today, because I can assure you they most certainly do. Thanks very much for being here. Like, subscribe, tell a friend or three, and I will see you next time.